Good evening, everyone. Welcome, welcome. Welcome, Holly. Thanks so much for spending this evening with us and teaching us about the Symphony of the Cells. Everyone watching over on the Facebook. Hello, Lisa, welcome. Everyone watching on the Facebook. I'm mostly paying attention to the Zoom here with the chat and everything. So if you have any questions or anything, or if you want to jump in on the chat, look under my post, and then you'll see the link to join us in the Zoom. Otherwise, I'll answer your questions after. My name is Barbara Alfonzo, and you are watching Healthy, Sexy, Green Living with Essential Oils. It's a show where we teach you how to utilize essential oils, what they are, and how they can support your health and the well-being of your home as well. Welcome, Melissa. And today's theme is going to be the Symphony of the Cells. Symphony of the Cells is a topical application method to utilize essential oils for the different systems of the body. So if you're looking to find respiratory support, if you're looking to find immune support, there are certain protocols that have been researched and tested to use. And there's a specific application method to do that. I've invited my dear friend Holly Cohen, and also doTERRA wellness advocate, because she has studied it, she loves it, and she wants to teach us how to do it on ourselves, how you can do it on others. Today we were gonna show you like how to actually do it on the back, but I don't have a second person here with me to be able to do that. But maybe another time we'll give you a little video on how to do that. So for those of you, I'm just gonna spend a few minutes here, Holly, to explain to people, maybe they're coming into this class for the first time, maybe they're watching a recording, and we're talking to you about the safe use of essential oils, specifically doTERRA essential oils. We're both wellness advocates, and it is our passion and mission to teach you how to utilize these plants as medicine, as therapeutic use for your well-being and that of your home as well. So essential oils are compounds that are naturally occurring in certain plants. They are extracted from the seeds of the plant, from the flowers, the barks, the resins of trees, the leaves, the rinds of like citrus fruits, and the roots. So you can think of it, you know, here we have a beautiful rose. I have beautiful rose that I use for a photo shoot. This weekend they opened up beautifully. So there are essential oils. We've got the leaves of the plants, we got the petals of the flower, the stem, you know, the roots of the plant. So it depends. Certain plants, we have certain essential oils in different parts, and that's extracted. It's extracted in there are different distillation methods, but there's steam distillation and there's the cold press method, which is mostly used for citrus oils. The benefits of essential oils go alongside of kind of like the same benefits that we get, that plants get from the essential oils. And that can be antibacterial, antifungal, antiviral, antiparasitic protection. So that's what they do to the plant, and then that's what they can do to us. We are also carbon-based, just like plants. So that's why when we're using an essential oil that's really pure and potent and natural, we can have therapeutic results. Sometimes people come to me and they're like, oh, I've been using lavender, you know, some lavender they bought at the store, and it hasn't really been helping me with my sleep. Okay, and then a lot of times those oils are synthetic. And so they're really not vibing with our cells, or not vibing with our body, because it's not natural. But when essential oil is potent and pure, then you can start to enjoy the therapeutic benefits, which is what doTERRA is. Some of the other benefits are restoration and regeneration from physical damage, so that oils can help with that. In the same way they can help us. So sometimes when we're using it topically, let's say we have a cut, we have something going on with our skin, we can use an essential oil to help with either, you know, coloring or just wound healing and different things like that. So essential oils were the original medicine. This is what we used to use back in the day before we came up with this idea of creating synthetic medicine, which a lot of the synthetic medicine is really coming from a lot of the chemical constituents that we find in these essential oils, we find in plants and herbs. But we, as humans and how smart we are, we have found a way to make it in the lab synthetic, way cheaper, so we can get a lot more money from it. However, we know that a lot of medicine has side effects, and the side effects are not positive oftentimes, right? They're like, okay, it can help you with this, but you're going to have 20 side effects that's going to damage this other part. So we say that with essential oils, we do have side benefits, but we have not side effects, we have side benefits. So it's actually in a positive way, because we might be using it for something topical, let's say, but it'll also have an emotional or a mental therapeutic effect as well. Let's see, the power of aroma. So they call it aromatherapy for a reason. When you are using pure and potent essential oils, as you're breathing in these oils, we have the olfactory nerve, and it's connected to the limbic system, where we hold our memories and emotions. So you may have an emotional shift as soon as you smell an oil. Some oils can help you ground and relax. Others can help uplift your spirit, shift just the way that you're feeling just by smelling an essential oil. That is freaking awesome. And then 3 ways to use our essential oils would be topically, and that's what we're going to be focusing on today. You can use them aromatically, and you can use them internally. Of course, we are only speaking about doTERRA essential oils that you can use internally. We stand behind this, and of course there are ways to use it in a way that it's safe for you. Taking internally might not be for everyone, and that's totally okay. We have 2 other ways to use it. So topical on your skin, you can create rollers with it. You can add it to a lotion and just kind of, or a carrier oil, breathing it in on the palm of your hand, using a diffuser. We've done so many classes on this, on the different ways to use it, creating your own different diffusers. So we have a whole library of these classes in my YouTube channel, Healthy Sexy Green. And then you can see all the other classes. But I don't want to take too much time with this, because I want to give the mic to Holly, so she can tell us all about Symphony of the Cells and what that is all about. Let us know, Holly.
Thank you, Barbara. I'm so happy to be here and speak on my favorite new technique called Symphony of the Cells. And it's wonderful. One of my beautiful clients, Lisa here, and wellness advocate, she has used, she's had the amoebic emotional technique applied to her during times of stress and overwhelm. And hopefully she can share her experience during this call, maybe a little later on. But I really I love this technique. I've used it for all sorts of different conditions. What's really nice about Symphony of the Cells, that it's meant to bring harmony to our physical, emotional, and spiritual self within the body. There are 19 different applications that work for different systems and areas of the body. So say you want to work on digestive health, and you want to work on a condition that might have to do with your cardiovascular system. Say you have angina or a high or low blood pressure. There's different protocols for each condition and system. And so we can target those systems and work through the specific application to improve whatever condition you're experiencing. So what I really like is it allows for a focused approach to each targeted system to address the underlying cause of the ailment within the body. And because we're using certified pure therapeutic grade essential oils, doTERRA provides us with the most beautiful pure essential oils. It works with our cells in the most harmonious way. If you're a massage therapist, there's also live CEU courses. I just wanted to throw that out there, because a lot of people who use essential oils are in body work. And so you can gain 6 continuing education certification units every year if you choose to do a live course. This year, they didn't have the live courses. As we know, COVID's kind of made everything a little more virtual. So I wasn't able to attend the live course during convention. And unfortunately, that's where you learn the more in-depth science behind the layering of each essential oil, and how they relate to the organs and the body systems to help support different ailments. But from my own personal experience and other clients of mine who have experienced the Symphony of the Cells for whatever condition that we have tried it for, I know I've tried the respiratory support ailment protocol, and it has been so effective at a one of my client who had just a kind of a dry cough that wasn't going anywhere for a really long time. We did a little Symphony of the Cells, a little cupping technique, and now he hasn't been having any experiences with the dry cough. He started producing phlegm and expelling, which is exactly what we want. And he's not experiencing the dry cough anymore, which is phenomenal. So that's just one of the testimonials. And like I said, Lisa's on the call, and I would love for her to just explain a little bit about her experience. And a lot of times with the Symphony of the Cells, so they recommend for a proactive approach, if you want to just kind of keep your immune system supported and all the other different systems, depending on what you're working on, strong and healthy, they recommend 2 to 3 times a month, maybe, you know, once a week for the first few weeks of the month. And then to kind of work through a present condition, you would do 2 to 3 times a week for 1 to 2 weeks as needed. Then you would go back to the proactive approach, which is the 2 to 3 times a month, just to keep your maintenance. And I know that with Lisa here, I'm just so glad that she showed up to this call. It was like totally unexpected. But we did once a week for about a month. And, you know, I really feel like I noticed a change in how she was able to react with certain emotions working in a high stress environment. It's pretty remarkable, the benefits that come from applying essential oils topically. And if you've been to one of Barbie's classes before, or maybe one of my classes in the past, we talk about how essential oils are absorbed through the skin within 2 minutes. And within 20 minutes, every cell of our body is affected by the essential oil that you put into your body, which is also why pure therapeutic grade essential oils are so much more effective and appropriate to be using on our bodies. So I wanted to talk about the basic application of the Symphony of the Cells. There's different protocols for systems of the body, like I mentioned earlier: cardiovascular, emotional, grieving, respiratory, and so on. But the basic protocol is really a nice one that you can just do for a proactive approach. And it includes frankincense, which is the king of oils, and it helps with anti-inflammatory support. You got one of those with you, Barbie? Okay. It's restorative.
I got a free one this month.
Me too. Yay. I love when it's free for frankincense. It also increases immune support and helps with cellular vitality. So the frankincense is, I've noticed in all of the protocols, it usually includes frankincense. It's one of the top first applied essential oils in the majority of the protocols. So with the basic application, it recommends that you apply frankincense first, and that you apply it to a specific area of the body. So some of the protocols require for you to apply the essential oil on the shoulders and neck. Some of the oils are applied along the entire spine. Most of them are applied along the entire spine and the bottom of the feet. And that's because these areas are highly absorbable locations of our body for us to absorb the essential oil, close to the spine and the bottoms of our feet, where a lot of reflex points are. So what I like about the basic application, though, it's very simple, and it's a great way to introduce yourself to this technique. You can perform it on yourself, on family members, on children, and you would just dilute it differently for children versus adults. So I'm just going to put on the screen here for a moment because I really love this, how they have the key here. You can see it looks like a head and shoulders. The second key is a nose, and the third one is feet. Then down here, it looks like a spine, right? I hope it's clear. But it's really wonderful because it gives you the oil for the first step, and then it tells you the location of where to apply it. So frankincense is recommended to the neck and shoulders. You would apply 2 to 3 drops, work in a clockwise circular motion up the spine. Then it goes to the nose. So you would add another drop to your hands, hold it for your client, or if you're doing it for yourself, you would inhale, take a nice deep inhale for the aromatic benefit, and then apply the leftover to the bottom of your feet. The second essential oil.
I have a question, Holly.
Yes.
Do we use a carrier oil with that, or is it just the oil by itself?
Just the oil. There are different protocols here that include the carrier oil. So I'm just going to go to the cardiovascular one real quickly. The top oil is frankincense, and then the next oil is a carrier oil. So how we spoke about the keys. So when you see it saying carrier oil, you'll see that there's a little dot there, and it's along the spine. The dot is the indication for a carrier oil to be applied, and it's mainly to help with sensitivity with the following oils that come along with that. Most of them are like thyme, basil, peppermint, on guard, some of the warm oils.
Yeah.
So they will let you know during certain protocols, which time to apply a carrier oil. With children, I recommend always using a carrier oil. But otherwise, I just follow the protocol as it states in step by step, because it will tell you, step 2, carrier oil along the spine.
Okay.
The second oil in the basic application is tea tree or Melaleuca. This oil, the key indicates to be to apply 4 to 6 drops along the spine. So you would apply it from the base of the spine up to the top of the neck. And then again, work in a circular clockwise motion from the base of the spine up to the neck. And then it says to apply it to the bottom of the feet. As you follow your key, it'll just tell you where to go next, which is really helpful and simple. The benefits of tea tree: antibacterial, antifungal, antiviral. It's very cleansing, disinfects. And what I love about tea tree, and many of us avid oil users, is that it permeates our cell membrane wall. So when it is working in with our cells, it allows for the other cells to get into the cell and work its magic to heal us from the inside out. I thought this was kind of a cool fact about tea tree too. It's 12 times, it has 12 times the antiseptic power of a phenol for supporting and reducing colds and illnesses. And I have a feeling that has something to do with the fact that it permeates that cell membrane.
Yes.
Which I love that, because a lot of the essential oil protocols, the ailment protocols in the Symphony of the Cells requires Melaleuca and tea tree.
Yeah, tea tree, there's a video about that of Melaleuca in the doTERRA site, about how oregano and Melaleuca work together to permeate that cell membrane so they can affect viruses from the inside of the cell, which is where viruses go. They go inside of the cell. Bacteria stays outside of the cell. That's why antibiotics work. But antibiotics don't work on viruses. They work on bacterial infections, not viral infections. And so there's a whole video on the doTERRA YouTube channel about the combo of oregano and Melaleuca working for them.
I love that. I've seen that actually. Yes, I forgot about that video. And I just love it. It's such a beautiful symbiotic relationship that our cells have with this pure plant medicine, right? And it's safe.
So ideally, when we're doing on the back, the person is laying there, or hopefully somebody's doing it on you, right? Like you're laying on the floor. I mean, it could be the floor or the bed, right? Whatever. And then you have someone do it for you. So I think this is a really nice thing for couples to do, or just a really nice thing to work with your family and friends and just touch, right? That just beautiful, just kind of touch that we all need and we're all craving, because we've been told now we get touch, we get be close to people, but the people that you are close with, if you have a partner, this is something that can be a really nice experience that both of you do it. I know that I did it on Brian one time. He had really bad back pain, and then I was doing the Symphony of the Cells on him. I think actually it wasn't Symphony of the Cells, it was Aroma Touch, which is similar. It's an application which we do the layering. Okay. And if you can tell us about why the layering is important, why can't I just like put it all together in a roller and like mix it all around and do it that way?
Right. And I think, if that's what you got to do, if you don't have time to do the whole technique, put it in a roller and do it. Just get it on your spine, right? But the layering is important, and that's something that you learn more in depth about in the live class. So unfortunately, I'm not a seasoned vet in the knowledge of that, but I feel like it has to do with, how the cell, how it receives the oil. We put the oil on and it takes 20 minutes to get to the cell. Well, they're applied in a layering system. So I feel like the cell is more supported by having frankincense applied first over peppermint, which in the end also works for, the anti-inflammatory and warming effects, which helps with the muscle. And so there's other benefits to doing the Aroma Touch versus the Symphony of the Cells and what the layering is about. But yeah, that's something I'm really interested in one day doing a live class to learn more in depth about the science and breakdown of that. But again, with the basic application, there's a couple more oils, and I mentioned peppermint being a warming oil. That's usually, I've noticed, is like one of the final steps in a lot of the Symphony of the Cells applications. And they recommend that you can apply heat to it, or go sit in a sauna, or take a warm shower following the Symphony of the Cells. The oils will not wash off of your body, and because of the peppermint, it penetrates differently, so it gets a little deeper into the tissue, and it causes a calming kind of muscle relaxation effect, which is kind of cool as well. It's also good for fevers. So when you're using the different protocols, depending on what you're working on, it can help with reducing a fever, colds. It stimulates and is an expectorant. So I've really, between the frankincense being one of the top oils in all of the protocols and peppermint being one of the last, I one day am excited to learn exactly what is the, cellular response.
Can we do a little application here just on the neck? Like if somebody doesn't have somebody to put it on their back, what can they do? And of course, we're going to share a link of where they can get that book. So they have all of the protocols.
Absolutely.
Trained or right. You don't have to be trained or have a degree on anything. It's just following these protocols, trying them out on yourself and see how that works. So I'm really excited to
so
see.
If anyone has essential oils and they want to do this for oil basic application, we have frankincense. We need frankincense, tea tree or melaleuca, Aroma Touch, which is the massage blend, and peppermint. So these four are the oils that you can use. And I know for myself, a lot of times I do it to myself, and I will always do the back of the neck and the bottoms of the feet. It's hard to reach your spine. If you're able to, you would work your way up the bottom of the spine and just cover the areas that you can reach. So we'll take 2 to 3 drops of the frankincense, rub it on the back of your neck. And if you can work in a circular motion, always go clockwise.
Clockwise. Okay, there.
Now, the next step of this one is to inhale it. So you want to take a deep inhale of the frankincense.
Oh, that smelled different. Oh, I really like it.
So good, right? And now the rest goes on the bottoms of your feet.
All right. Even though it feels like it's not a lot.
Correct. Yep. And if you want, you can always add another drop too.
Right? I can't OD on these, right?
If you could, I wouldn't be here right now. I'll tell you that. Okay, the next oil is tea tree. I have tea tree. Some of you have Melaleuca. Same oil.
How many drops?
2 to 3 drops.
And what was I gonna ask? I forgot.
If you can reach the base of your spine and you want to rub it there, you can rub that there. You can also go to the back of your neck. So you're getting as much of your spine as you're able to. This one does not recommend an aromatic step. So you'll take the rest and put it on the bottoms of your feet.
Well, I could still smell it anyways.
Yeah. And you know what's really nice? Yeah. You know what's really nice about the application is afterwards you smell so good for like the whole day.
Well,
because you've got layers.
Yesterday I did a detox bath and it tangerine, grapefruit, cilantro, and what was the other one? Was it peppermint? I forget which one. But anyhow, Brian comes in the house, he's like, smells like cilantro. Did you make wok? And I'm like, no, it's just, I made a bath.
Yeah, I was walking myself. Love it. Oh my goodness. Yeah, you can't go wrong smelling good for the whole day, you know? All right, the next oil that you're gonna apply is the Aroma Touch Massage Blend. And again, 2 to 3 drops. Getting low on this one. Uh-oh. And again, if you can reach your low back to get any of the spine that you can actually touch and reach, go for it when you're doing this to yourself. Sometimes it's a little challenging. And work in a clockwise circular motion. Then the rest you will apply to the bottoms of your feet. This one does not require an aromatic step. And the Aroma Touch blend is so nice. I love it because it encourages muscle tissue healing and increases circulation and blood flow. So
nice.
It's such a good blend. It's got like cypress, grapefruit, basil, peppermint, marjoram, all these yummy oils.
Nice.
The final oil that we're going to apply, peppermint. Again, 2 to 3 drops. And my favorite thing to do when I'm applying this to anyone that I've done the Symphony of the Cells to with the peppermint is to apply it, and then I do end with a warm towel because it's really relaxing and it activates the peppermint a little bit more, so you feel it in your tissues. And it's also, once the warming sensation and the towel has cooled, you get a nice cooling relief. Yeah. And this one also, you just put it right on the bottoms of your feet after. No aromatic step included.
And I don't know if you mentioned this, but I didn't mention it, you guys. For those of you who don't know, Holly is a physical therapist assistant. So she works with a lot of clients. She knows the body so well, and she loves this holistic medicine. She loves utilizing the oils, and she has great results.
Yeah. A lot of my clients, and
somebody's at the door. Who's here during my live? Keep talking. I'll be right back.
A lot of my they wanted to really be live, Barb, live in person. I love using the essential oils with my clients and my patients. A lot of things that I use them for is muscle and tissue relief. So they have a beautiful blend called Deep Blue blend, and it has a lot of the peppermints and spearmints and other essential oils that help with tissue healing and relaxation. It also helps with different nerve pain and things like that. So a lot of times I'll use that. It's in my opinion, it's like, if you've heard of BioFreeze, it's the natural BioFreeze, and it smells delicious. One of my clients loves it because she finds that it helps with her respiratory support as well. So I use it on her back a lot for her back pain, but she has said to me, I really feel like it helps my breathing because of all the mints that are involved in it. So I'm a big fan of the natural plant medicine, and I love incorporating it with my patients. And I find that the results are so much more effective than sometimes the skin irritations that occur with synthetic products that are out on the market. And a lot of times, you know, the conveniences that we have of going to Walgreens and picking up something off the shelf and thinking it might be okay can cause an irritation, a skin irritation or a rash. And I just love having the option of the plant-based products to offer my clients, because there's enough synthetics in the world, and right now we really need to just up our immune systems and stay strong and healthy as we possibly can. But yeah, I really enjoy this Symphony of the Cells. It's been so beneficial to a lot of my clients. And Lisa, if you would like to just speak about it, I don't think she'll be on the screen, right, Barb?
No, she won't. Just
No,
sound.
so you won't be on the screen, just
She can
sound.
unmute if she wants.
Yeah, feel free to unmute and give
And
us your.
if you don't want to.
Oh, shit. I should probably. Oh, give me just a second, because my kiddo is playing games right at my feet. So
All good, my love.
I don't want all that noise.
Thank you
The
for
first
speaking
time-
about it.
I'm sorry, what?
Thank you for speaking about it, Lisa.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Honestly, it was amazing. The first time I ever had Symphony of the Cells happened to be like my breakdown moment in the middle of COVID. I felt like I was fine. Everything's fine, right? We're all good. We're working, we're doing our thing, we're living. And I was at work and someone just told me that I looked, I don't even remember the word she used, but she said something that I looked down, and all of a sudden I just started bawling in the middle of my workday in a hospital, just bawling my eyes out, could not stop crying. Like the rest of the day, I just had to, I couldn't stop crying. And I think, I don't know if Holly, you called me or I called you. But I feel like Holly just called me to say hi and see how I was. And I just was like, "Mah!" So I went over to her house and she did, what is it called, Holly?
We did the Emovic one, which is for emotional support, overwhelm, stress, all the emotional traumas that you could really have. That one covers a lot of it.
Yes. So, I mean, that's exactly what I needed. I had my normal stress relievers in life are being able to go into the dance studio and dance and being able to travel. And so for months with COVID, I wasn't like releasing any of my stressors. I was just bottling everything up, not really on purpose, but because I didn't have my normal outlets and I wasn't channeling it into anything else. So I just exploded, emotion everywhere. And so I went to Holly's and she gave me the Symphony of the Cells in Mobic. And right away I felt nice and calm. Sorry if the noise is a little bit much. I have a shadow. My little one's following me everywhere. But I was nice and calm. But the biggest thing was the next day, I didn't have any of the emotional outbursts. Like I really was able to get through my day at work and even talk about it and not, fall into pieces. And then, we kept up with it for the next month or so. And it stayed with me. And I just think that's miraculous, to go from a crying, bawling mess of emotion I couldn't control to the next day being like totally with it and okay and able to cope. It was just amazing.
I love
Yeah,
it.
it was
I love
amazing.
this story. I love it.
Thank you.
And
Lisa.
actually, yeah, thank you so much, Lisa. Lisa's a therapist as well and works in a hospital. She is such an essential worker. And when she was feeling overwhelmed, it's totally understandable. And I was just so glad that we could find something to help, you know, with what she was going through. And the fact that it worked so effectively and quickly, that's when I was like, yeah, this is something I'm going to start incorporating more. We all need this, you know, this is amazing.
I love that. Thanks so much, Lisa, for sharing that. You know, and that's one of the things that I really love is that this oils work immediately sometimes. I have 2 occasions that I've used them just with the aromatic use. A friend of mine was almost going to have an anxiety attack. I just saw him, you know, kind of going like this. And all I had in my purse was rosemary. And it was a tiny little sample one. And I was like, oils, what do I have? Rosemary, just smell it. And seconds, I just saw him calm down, take deeper breath, calm down, calm down. He never went into anything other than what it started being. And so that to me told me like, oh yeah, you know, call me a witch, I'm a witch, whatever. I got my plant medicine, so be it. Another time I'm at a festival and you know, people are doing festival things and some guy dropped next to me. He just dropped. They're walking with all his friends and he just dropped. And I'm like, oh my God, is he okay? He fainted. He's like, no, he's in one of those holes. And I was like, what is that? I'm like, oh, he'll be okay. He'll come out of it. 10 minutes go by. I'm dancing. I'm having fun, but I'm worried about this guy. You know, I'm like, oh shit, I have breathe roller in my bag. And so I go and I put breathe roller on his friend's hand. He rubs it on his nose. I put it on his upper lip. And then 20 seconds later, the guy's opening his eyes. He's like, more. What is that? And it was the oil, which is the blend for respiration. The guy was in a K-hole. He was out, you know,
Oh my
and
gosh.
the breathe oil brought him back to life pretty much.
That's
And I was
phenomenal.
like, oh, I was so proud of myself.
Yes.
I gave his friend the oil and I'm like, next time, now you know. I remember this is years ago. I was like a teenager. A friend of mine, something happened to her at the beach. They had to call the emergency, whatever. They came and they put ammonia, I think it was, that they put for her to come back to life. So, you know, we don't have to have ammonia, right? Like I have natural solutions for this guy. And then for my other friend also to just, you know, so this is, I love this. I've been a fan for this oils now. I'm going on 4 or 5 years. And I'm here to say, to let everybody know that we have options. We have options. We can stay with, you know, things that we get at the pharmacy that have negative side effects, or we can start to learn how to go back into, you know, how it was back in the days when we used plant medicine. Of course, we're going into 2021 and we're modernize it to now we can have it in this beautiful glass little bottles that last for a really long time, 250 drops in each of these bottles. And we only need like, you know, 1 or 2. You know, and so I really love this. This is especially this application, like you're using it with your clients, Holly. If you're a massage therapist, again, physical therapist, if you do body work, think of maybe inviting some essential oils into your practice and begin to upgrade and offer your clients a little more and, you know, and set yourself apart.
Yes, absolutely. And they'll appreciate it. Right now, during the times we're in, emotions are high, you know, stresses are high, and people are missing touch. They're missing, they're not having, like Lisa was saying, she couldn't do the things that she used to do for her stress outlets, like dance and travel, because we're not gathering in groups and it's not as easy to get around. And so a simple essential oil, just like you applied for your friend with the rosemary, Barb, that's amazing. It brings you right back to the present and affects the limbic system, which is just such a beautiful sensory response that we can kind of be back in the present and work on feeling positive about anything else and what might be going on, stressing us out.
I love it. You guys here on the Zoom, if you have any questions, type it in the chat or feel free to unmute yourself. Any comments or questions, we take it in. If you are watching a replay or if your Facebook friends watching and you're like, I want to get this oils, I want to be part of your team, girls, please reach out to me. If you know Holly, reach out to Holly. If you know somebody that's offered you oils, reach out to them. We are here to support you. We're a big family, a great community of educating people on how to use natural solutions for their well-being, the well-being of their family, and the environment at large. So reach out to us. I have all the links. I'll put them in the YouTube and all the things so you can reach out to us. And if you are a health coach or again, a massage therapist or someone who is in the business of wellness and you feel like, hey, you know, this is something that I can do and add another source of revenue, then we are also here to teach you how you can become a doTERRA wellness advocate just like we are. We have a beautiful team. We have team calls every week where we're training and not only training you how the oils work and how you can educate others, but this is also a leadership training. You are learning how to become a boss. So if that's something that you're like, oh, I'm really into this, and you vibe with us, connect with us. Otherwise, whoever has shared oils with you, connect with them and tell them you want to be in the game. All right, you guys. Lisa, thanks so much for sharing, my love. I'm so glad that you've got oils to support you. Thank you so much for the work that you do. You are essentially essential.
I love that.
With your essential oils.
And also, Barb, I wanted to mention for anyone who is interested in getting the Symphony of the Cells book to have at home, or they have this beautiful Oil Smart. It's a protocol book, which I'm always a fan of protocol books for everything essential oils. You can get, there's a link in the bio of my Instagram page on Linktree, and you can get all your Symphony of the Cells essential gear and pamphlets and booklets through the link in my bio. So just to kind of make
can you put your Instagram in the chat there, please?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Perfect.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much for being present tonight. Thank you, Holly, so much for sharing. You guys have a beautiful holiday. We're going to end the year with healthy habits. So we're going to start to think about what are some healthy habits that we can welcome 2021 with, using our beautiful essential oils and other products that are available in the doTERRA marketplace. Thank you guys so much. We appreciate
Thank you, Barbara.
you. Love you. Happy holidays. And if I don't see you next Tuesday, happiest new year. And you will keep seeing me Tuesday nights here and more of Holly as well.
Yes. Thank you, Barbara.
You're welcome. Bye, everyone.
Bye.